and welcome everyone. It's my pleasure to invite you into this program, The Power of Mastermind and its importance for your personal success. As you see that we are actually going through this crisis time, at the same time we're exploring the potential as well in various field of our life, and we see the development also happening. It's not only the crisis but also see the exploration. We see the new possibilities, new hope, and new aspiration also coming up, and as such we see the new and new ventures also, getting born out of this crisis as well. So, and such, we have initiated different programs inviting different persons from all over the world. And as you see that last 1 month, we are actually quite engaged with various international professionals and organizations from around the world, starting from US to South Africa to Netherlands to Sri Lanka to many other countries as well. Of course, we are exploring, and it's based on your interest as well. And as we see that this is also growing, we see a lot of questions, queries, comments, and we are designing, redesigning, and reinventing various other programs as well, based on your interest. And today, that's part of the process. We have renamed the program, The Power of Mastermind, and why it is important for everyone's personal success. And when I say everyone, I mean it for everyone. That means be it a student, be it young professionals, be it senior professionals, be it entrepreneurs, be it politician, be it the person who runs the nation. In every aspect of life, who has the heart and mind and who has the simple aspiration to grow. And into this process, as you see that my guest today, actually very seasoned professional and very expert into it, running international mastermind group, I would say, across Europe, Asia, Africa, and also in the US as well. And both of them, you have seen them speaking, you have heard them speaking as well. And let me also introduce today, and this is both of them is the co-founder of Key Leadership Institute from South Africa, Arthie Moore and Jan Robberts. So Arthie Moore and Jan Robberts, both of them also John Maxwell Certified Trainer, Speaker, and Coach. So Arthie, welcome to this program today. Actually, we are redesigning and reshaping our program. Welcome, Jan and Arthie.
Assalamu alaikum and namaste and welcome. Thank you for having us on the show. It's absolutely stunning to be with you as well as a fellow John Maxwell person. It's actually our privilege to be working with you for the massive vision you have to impact people. So we're actually saying thank you from our side. It's very humbling to be walking this journey alongside you. So thank you.
Yes, and for me as well, always a pleasure. I mean, we actually met at the international certification in Orlando. We were roommates there, and since then our relationship, well, even before that already, we've met online. So it's wonderful to be partnering with from us and yourselves, and add value to your audience. It's always going to be a great thing. Thank you.
It's our pleasure, definitely. So my son is chanting, yeah. So let's begin with the concept of mastermind. You are expert into a mastermind, running the mastermind group across the planet. And before starting this program, you also did the international mastermind group with Europe, right? And just jumping into this program, both of you. So I want to request both of you, because this is a new concept in Bangladesh, but not in the world. Napoleon Hill, in his famous book, Think and Grow Rich, he actually brought this concept and the importance of personal success. And that's what we want to bring today towards our audience. So let's talk about why mastermind, what is mastermind, how it goes, and how it is.
Yes, first of all, of course, you're absolutely right. It's not a new concept, but a new concept to many of us, not just in Bangladesh, but around the world, because it's not been talked about very much yet. There is a lot of businesses and business people, they get together on a weekly basis to actually bounce ideas of each other and discuss certain topics every week. And the great thing is we always think that if we've got an idea or we're running a business, we always have to do it by ourselves. And it's a tough job doing everything by yourself. Now, the good thing about the mastermind is what a mastermind actually is a small group of people getting together, discussing a certain topic. And when that happens, you get synergy because, as you said, two or more people, as Napoleon Hill says, getting together creates synergy. So if that means that if there's more than one of us and we have ideas, you might come to me, for example, like we did in the discussions. We said something and then you have an idea and you think of something else, and that's how we kind of brainstorm this whole idea together, and we come out with a much better idea and much better ideas than we would have done if we ever were on our own. So that was a group of businessmen, but then it spreads through. We can do this with youth. There is no age restriction, no gender restriction, no race restriction. It's just people getting together. And if that is a group of youth getting together about brainstorming an idea that they have, whether they want to become entrepreneurs together or whether they want to build a business together, or even if they all want to build their own individually businesses, then to get together and mastermind. That is the mind of everybody gets shared with everybody else. And we normally, it happens very rarely that we don't walk out of a mastermind session, which can be 60 to 90 minutes long normally in a weekly basis, that we walk out with no new ideas or not a better feeling, even that others actually confirm that the ideas we have are actually great ideas. Because sometimes who do we talk to? Our family, somebody in the community. But now we get other people who are like-minded or like-thinking, getting together, and that's how we form relationships and build lasting relationships that support each other on their journeys.
Absolutely. So I just got one word that caught my mind from your introduction, that is creating synergy. Creating synergy, long-lasting relationship, building the ideas into reality, like-minded people. So Arthie, so as you know that Bangladesh, we have the youth majority, and everybody has a dream. They are vibrant, they are colorful, and they are alive. 70% of them are youth. And now we want to get the dividend from the demography. That means our youth has the tremendous potential. Now let's talk about it. How our youth specifically also can get the advantage of creating the mastermind, knowing the mastermind principles and methodologies, and then slowly going towards the young professionals to professionals and the businessmen and everyone, so forth and so on. Because right now, there are a lot of youths also watching right now, about 50 of them joined with us. Let's all focus and prioritize beginning with them. How about it?
Exactly. A lot of the times when we do programs, we always are looking at people who are already professional, who've already developed, who've already had experience in business, in corporate, or in a job. So they already have a basis of understanding in various areas. What I like to actually find out more about is that when you engage with somebody in a mastermind, you don't come in there knowing everything. You come in there as an empty vessel waiting to be filled. And you do that by engaging with people, understanding that the whole point of the mastermind is to talk and communicate and to share. It is that simple. Mastering the mind means that you don't just talk and talk and talk, but there's focused conversations. It is guidance in terms of in there knowing everything. In the way that everything's scripted. No problem. It's guided in terms of the conversations, and so it leads us to understanding ourselves, where there are areas that we need development. It also challenges our thinking. And I think that is what I absolutely love about masterminds, because it sounds fancy and it sounds like it's for only professionals. But I feel that it is allowing you to become more equipped in your profession or your passion. So you don't already have to have a job, and you don't have to be an entrepreneur to be joining a mastermind. you could join just for the sole purpose of having a platform that is safe, it's interactive. You know that the people are there with the intention of adding value to you as well as themselves. So whenever we get onto masterminds, I always notice that when it is being facilitated, when I joined a mastermind, I noticed that the whole intention was to stimulate our thinking to where we are stagnating and where do we need to grow. And when we are just by ourselves, very few people are going to tell us where we need to grow. They'll tell us what we're doing wrong. They'll tell us where we're failing, but nobody gives us the tools of how to move to the next step, and they don't tell us what to do. So there's very little guidance. Now, if you're in an environment as a young person where you've got a supportive family, then you're in the top 10% in the world where you've got family and friends that will actively support and guide you for your success. The majority of the people out there, they have to seek people for who are mentors and coaches and training programs, but they're not quite sure which programs would work specifically for their passion and their talents and their gifts. And I'm finding that when I ran Mastermind this morning, I ran it with a whole lot of HR directors. But what fascinated me the most is that as I'm facilitating it, I was learning. So I was, as much as I was teaching, I was developing and stretching myself as well, because I got to learn from their growth plans, and then that added value to me. And what I thought was really stunning is it lends a lot to what you were saying earlier. Young people need to collaborate and have synergy. Synergy in like-minded people who have a specific intention to enable their development, to push them and to make them see their potential. Because many people who are on the call right now are struggling. They're struggling to find direction or focus in some area, not all areas, but some area. And that is why they've come onto your amazing platform. I mean, Coach Kamrul Hassan Platform Network brings opportunities. The challenge, though, is knowing which opportunity is specific for your focus and direction right now. And with the mastermind, it's going to focus you in on which ideas are viable, which ones can be implemented immediately, what action needs to be taken, where we need to think less, where we're overthinking, and where we need to start thinking. So I think that with all of these areas, young people are always looking for support and guidance as the basis. Masterminds provide that.
Absolutely. I picked one sentence that's empty vessel waiting to be filled. We'll talk about it. Empty vessels waiting to be filled. But before that, I want to come back to the audience in Bangla. যারা আমাদেরকে এই মুহূর্তে শুনছেন, I've got a question for all of you. That is, do you really know? Just say yes or no. The mastermind concept, or have you ever heard about the mastermind group? Say yes or no, because we just want to know. We just want to know where we are right now in terms of developing the mastermind groups, principles, and the guidance, and so forth and so on. Because both of our guests are actually expert on mastermind. So let us know whether you have heard the concept of mastermind group, and then we can connect. As Arthie was saying, that it could be the young students, right? Young minds getting together with the like-minded, and every one of them having specific ideas or goals, and then going the journey together towards, and other group member helping everybody, right? Helping each other to accomplish that journey. And by going through that journey, as you said, the facilitator also learns from the going together. And that's why you said the empty vessel waiting to be filled. In the meantime, a lot of responses coming. All are saying actually no. We're waiting for the just light to come in. I don't know. Let me see. I'm not sure whether our live is going through or not. electricity is gone. So yes, it's coming. So no issues. We are back. So
We see the light.
so for the but in the meantime, we got some responses, as you see from the Facebook. So that's good to have the feedback. Everybody saying no, I don't know. That's good. That's good. That means we are now going to add value.
Exactly.
Because at least
Exactly.
so at least it's very important all over the world. And Khalidura Dewan, he said it is very important, because you know that one of the greatest mind so far, that is Napoleon Hill, he has actually begun the concept of mastermind, and how important it is for individuals' lives development, the ideas into reality. So that's pretty important and amazing that
There's internet there.
Okay. Joined. Oh, I lost him.
You're still live.
You want to talk about the masterminding?
Okay, well, I think that while Coach Kamrol is trying to get back online on his side, I think it's important to also know that with young people as entrepreneurs, even when I was starting off business, what I found was that no adults actually volunteered information and said, you know what, this is where you need to go. Nobody readily actually said, how can I help you? It was a very unusual way. And I started doing business since I was 19 years old, and I've never worked for anybody. But I feel that if I had joined a mastermind when I was around that age, really craving direction, looking for focus and needing people's help, it really would have helped me quite a lot to fast track my successes and not have to sit there and learn from failing. I know that failing is a brilliant way to learn lessons, and mistakes help us to guide us in what not to do. But now, as I was doing these masterminds of the 15 laws, it actually teaches you what to do. And if somebody had invited me on a mastermind, I think that I would have been successful faster. And I think I would have been more focused as a young person and not been overexcited to try everything at the same time and then achieve nothing at the same time. So I think that would have been really excellent.
brilliant. I'm back and
Yes.
watching. So
We're watching you watching.
Yeah.
life is happening. There is no electricity, but it's running on the generator now. I'm a little bit less of light. I hope it's okay. So for our audience, so আমরা এখন যেটা জানতে পারি আসলে এটা একটা কমিউনিটি মাস্টারমাইন্ড মানে হলো যে মাইন্ড and master together, and it's a group. So somebody knows actually how to take care the minds together in the same direction, but everybody would work on his or her own ideas. At the same time, everybody would also help the other's idea by giving the values in terms of suggestions or feedback. Is it something like this, Jan? If you can talk about it, because we need to construct the mastermind group principles and how it goes for everybody.
Yeah, and it is of course there's two things about a mastermind. Not only will you be able to receive information, not only will you be able to receive information from others who are like-minded and then maybe going in a similar direction, but you also be able to add value to the others in the group, because we all have different perceptions and different ideas, and we come from different backgrounds, and it's important then that we can actually add value to each other, and that's really what it's all about. The more we can add value to each other, and yes, we can do that over a phone call with somebody, or maybe over a Zoom call. But if we can actually have a small group of people, and it doesn't have to be a very small group, it could be a bigger group as well. But if we can have open discussions about a topic that everybody is interested in. So, for example, when we do the 15 laws is advertised there. So when it's about personal development, it not only helps that we get information about the way we are developing ourselves, but we can also add value to others, how they develop and how we can help them along and guide them and be their accountability partner if need be. But also the other thing is that we actually know we're not alone. Sometimes, as I said already, it's a lonely job to move forward. But if you're actually in a group, we hold each other accountable and we say what we're going to do. We set ourselves a small goal that we're going to do during the next week. And then when we come back, we can share that with each other as well. And it's wonderful to be able to share successes with each other, because we always get told what we cannot do and what we should not do. And all of a sudden here we are listening to others who have done something. We are telling them what we have been able to do. And we need to celebrate our successes as well. And even in the mastermind, we can celebrate our successes. But it's amazing. Like this morning as well, when I was in a mastermind with mostly European people, there was 9 of us, and it was about character, and it's amazing. I mean, we work with values anyway in a values-based leadership process, but to have 8 other people talking about what it means to them and where they feel stuck and how they want to develop themselves, it really helps, because all of a sudden I think, oh yeah, that's another area where I really need to be more careful. And sometimes I have ideas and I say, well, this might help you as well, because it doesn't really matter where we are in our journey necessarily. We might not be as far as somebody else, but we might have had different experiences which really help. Because sometimes simplicity is key. But I mean, in a mastermind, we can at least build each other and build the ideas and walk away with a great feeling that other people care about what I do and we care about what they do, and then we get together. It's a phenomenal, simple idea, and usually, like most simple ideas, human beings start to complicate things. But if we can keep this simple and have in some of the masterminds, there are guided questions to help you on the journey, and then from there on, whatever comes up in the mastermind, whatever people talk about, and sometimes when there is maybe 10 people, then I say something, and then somebody else say, "Hey, I've experienced this. I can help you with that," or "Have you ever thought about it in this way?" So there's a lot of these kind of things happen, from the simplest things to the more complicated things in how to run your business, and there's masterminds in any idea you can think about. We can hold a mastermind on, but it's just phenomenal to be able to get together and share.
Very good. Let me also break into pieces for our audience, and then I want to ask question. আমরা যারা এখন শুনছি, আমরা কি ক্লিয়ার আছি কিনা so far? Say yes or no. যে মাস্টারমাইন্ড গ্রুপের যেভাবে ফর্ম করা হয়, একটা গ্রুপ জার্নি শুরু করে এবং এভরি উইকে একবার মিট করে, এবং মিট করার পরে এন্ড অফ দ্য উইক they celebrate the success they have achieved over the week. অর্থাৎ এক সপ্তাহে তারা যে জিনিসগুলা ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালি তারা ইমপ্লিমেন্ট করেছে, মেবি দি বিজনেস গোল, মেবি দি পার্সোনাল ডেভেলপমেন্ট গোল, অর মেবি এনিথিং ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালি দে আর ওয়ার্কিং, এক সপ্তাহ পরে তারা কতটুকু অ্যাচিভমেন্ট করতে পেরেছে, সপ্তাহ শেষে আবার তারা একসাথে বসবে এবং দে উড সেলিব্রেট টুগেদার। মাস্টারমাইন্ড গ্রুপের ওয়ান অফ দি ফাউন্ডিং প্রিন্সিপাল, যে সপ্তাহ শেষে বসবে এবং তারা সেলিব্রেট করবে, আর গ্রুপের সবাইকে হেল্প করবে। যে যদি 10 জন থাকে, বাকি 9 জন একজনকে হেল্প করবে, এভাবে everybody would help everyone's idea to implement it. আর এতে যেটা হয় যে হ্যান্ড হোল্ডিং হয়, একটা সাপোর্টিং গ্রুপ তৈরি হয়, একটা কমিউনিটি তৈরি হয়, একটা পজিটিভ এনার্জি সিস্টেম তৈরি হয়, যেইখানে গিয়ে অন্তত আমার আইডিয়াটাকে আমি মন খুলে কথা বলতে পারবো with complete trust, because that's the fundamental of this community. So is it clear to all of you? I want to have your feedback. যেহেতু আমরা খুব একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট প্রিন্সিপাল নিয়ে কথা বলছি, যে কিভাবে আমরা গ্রুপটা ফর্ম করব, আমরা গ্রুপে কিভাবে বসবো, কখন বসবো, কিভাবে সেলিব্রেট করব, what to do, what not to do. So I want to have your feedback. Yes, some of you saying yes, so far this is clear to them. Okay, so what to do next? We are sitting every week, right, in the mastermind group, every week, about 60 to 90 minutes. And then we are discussing individuals' ideas and topics and where we are. We're celebrating the success. We're supporting them. As I said, we're also creating the safe space inside the group so that I don't feel, okay, my ideas are stolen or I am unsafe. It's not, right? Let's talk about it also, Jan. The principles, guiding paths for the mastermind group as we progress.
Yes, of course, there is different ways to do a mastermind, because a mastermind is really a fancy word of a small group of people coming together and sharing and building each other and guiding each other and supporting each other. But I mean, there's also guided masterminds, of course. That if, for example, this particular one where we talk about personal development, the 15 invaluable laws of growth. It's all about personal development. So if it is a guided one where we have, for example, a book that we study from, and it could be, as you mentioned already, Napoleon Hill's very own book, Think and Grow Rich. But I mean, this particular one, the 15 laws. So every week we have one or two chapters in the book. We all prepare by reading them, and then we have our own thoughts about what that particular chapter means for us. And I know the first chapter in the book, not by accident, is about the law of intentionality. And if when we start learning, what does intentionality mean to you right now? And all of a sudden you read a chapter about intentionality, so I got the wrong idea altogether. I've sometimes got good intentions, but I've never been intentional, and there's a big difference. So now we start to develop our own mind, but also we can share what it actually means to us, and we can listen to others. So at the end of the session, what are you going to do? For example, what are you going to do to become more intentional over the next week? So you set yourself a small goal, just a small, smart goal. So it's for yourself, something you're going to do during the week, and then we all share what we're going to do. Next week we come back, and the first thing we're going to do next week is, what did you get out of last week, and share what you said you were going to do, and how did you get on. So we can share successes with each other, and then we've also prepared for the next one or two chapters, and then we start a discussion on them. And wherever that discussion takes us, it can be guided completely, or we can just say, okay, this is the first couple of questions just to get people thinking and going and talking. And then when people start talking, if that discussion takes a certain direction, wonderful. The questions are there to help. Should there be should people be stuck with the next question, then we can just help them on their way. But when you facilitate it, we can just guide it, and if it goes in the right direction, whatever that is going to be for the group, because the group's important, then it just goes in that direction, and it's absolutely amazing where these kind of things take us. But that happens every single week, and by the end of it, you have a pretty good idea about your own personal development, the way you are growing and need to grow, because we all need a growth plan as well. And because success, we're talking about leadership, we're talking about success, we're talking about entrepreneurship, but it all involves a personal growth plan. Because if we're going to build a business, if we're going to start connecting with people, and as our friend and mentor says, John Maxwell, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Sales is influence. Entrepreneurship is influence. And why do I say that? Because influence, how do you gain influence with people? And I've said it before, but I mean, you gain influence with people by building relationships. Now, if you're going to be in sales, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you're going to be on stage, if you're going to be sales or the leadership, you need to build relationships. And how do you do that? You ask questions. And how do you ask better questions? By listening more. And then the whole idea comes back to, how does it happen? Well, we need to develop ourselves to learn to ask better questions, and to build our self-esteem, to build ourselves up. And within these groups, we keep doing that as well. So whatever subject we talk about, we all gain a little bit more confidence. We gain a little bit more wisdom from each other and with each other. And that little bit more is not just because of you. It is, as you mentioned, a synergy, because a group of people coming together like this creates synergy for everybody in the group. And that's how it's important.
Yes, the synergy, and that is what important. And we talked about the guided mastermind that we are talking about, as we see in the screen, that 15 laws of 15 laws of growth by our John Maxwell, the #1 leadership coach of the world. So in this case, this is a guided mastermind group. Every week we go through one or two chapters, and then we digest it within
So we go through one or two chapters every week, and it's normally held between 1 hour or 90 minutes, and we all discuss our understanding of the chapter, how it's relevant to our lives, and what we can do differently to implement within that week something new, something different. What do we need to stretch our minds in? What do we need to just take a deep breath, be quiet, and reflect of what next? What actions do I need to take? Who do I need to remove in terms of the impact that people have in my life? So I think it creates a lot of self-awareness. And I think what's stunning about it is that it's a journey of self-mastery. And what you're doing is self-mastery is about mastering yourself, but it's always more amazing when you have accountability partners with you. So I just feel that when you're on a mastermind, it's for 90 minutes a week, once a week, you've got access to a whole lot of other people who are looking to master themselves. And as a group, as a community, as a focused team, you help to guide and support each other on that journey. We just thought we'd add in while you disappeared. Over to you,
I'm
Coach.
back. No issues. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm back. No issues. The electricity is playing, so hide and seek, like police and thief, right? So this is still, it's not, it didn't appear. So continue. Keep on talking. I'll get you.
No, it's fine. I was just saying that, the way that it's structured is 90 minutes a week. And as we discuss each of the chapters, we're actually looking at how we can improve self-mastery for ourselves. But while we're looking for our own self-mastery, we have other people who are in the sessions who are looking to master themselves too. So each of those chapters are meant to guide and inspire and encourage us. But more than that is to take a step back and reflect on what do we need to do next. Who do we need to get rid of in our sphere of influence? Who do we need to improve and engage with for our self-development? Now, I feel that just for a small investment in ourselves in terms of time, we are choosing to succeed. And when we get onto masterminds, and when you asked the question earlier, which was really stunning, how many people know about masterminds, and they said no. Think about it. For more than 50 people to be on the call, not knowing what a mastermind was, they chose to be here to understand it better. And I think that is a privilege and very humbling. Hello. So I think it's a privilege and it's a very humbling process to be able to add value to people who've chosen their own self-development. They've taken this first step, which is always the hardest for people. The biggest obstacle is over. You chose to come on and find out what this thing is, what's it all about. And as we're sitting here, as much as we know so much about masterminding, what we don't know is your life and your story. And so when you jump onto these mastermind calls, we get to learn from you. We get to see where you are at in your journey, and then we get to learn from you as well. So I think it is a stunning investment in your time, because you are honoring your own self-development, your self-mastery, and your own growth plan.
Right, absolutely. So in terms of, as Jan, Jan was saying, that in being intentional and having intention, right? It makes a difference for the personal growth, because a lot of time we have the intention, yes, I want to achieve that, I want to do that, but we are not committed. Again, we are not committed for that. We are not intentional in this journey, when to begin and how to begin. And then comes into mastermind group. So it looks like end of the day, we are average of 5 people, right? That we mix, that we associate, that we talk, that we friends in any case. So it looks like, if it is like having a mastermind, that everybody focused on their own journey or on the same journey or having a journey together, it creates impact and also creates the intentional journey, isn't it?
Yes, very much so. And again, you mentioned it as well. It is all about intentions. When if you just going into a mastermind or in a group setting of people, and just so you can be part of something, the only way you're really going to be part of it if you set your intentions before you become part of it. So if you say, for example, the 15 invaluable laws of growth, it's about personal development. My intentions are that I now want to grow myself every single day, and then you become part of it. So you've already set your intentions, and now you become intentional, because there might be people on the call just now who don't know the difference. And I say everybody's got good intentions, but most people don't live an intentional life, and that is why it's not for nothing chapter 1 in that book, because really the difference is that people who have good intentions do something good occasionally, but people who live an intentional life do something good continually. And it's this continual thing, because I'm sure that every person on the line here would love success. Every person on the line here would like to get to become better. That when they look back next year, and so many people start New Year's resolutions, and that's a revolution as well, because most of the time they're finished in 6 weeks, because it was a good intention, but they weren't consistent. And in Napoleon Hill's book, you mentioned Think and Grow Rich. There is a whole chapter dedicated to persistence. So it's success and personal growth and all that. It's not a one-day thing; it's an everyday thing. But if we can at least come together once a week in a group, and talk to each other about it, and the conversations don't stop in the group; they go outside of the group as well. But people will start to notice, hey, what are you doing? Because they can see a difference. They don't know what it is, but you're growing from the inside. And why you're growing from the inside? Because, as Arthie said as well, people are pouring into you as you are pouring into them, because it's more than a two-way street. It's an every-way street, and everybody adds value to each other in the group, and that's the beauty of it. We can sit around the coffee table and have just a simple discussion, but if you actually are focused on a particular kind of discussion that you would all like input on and have input in and add value to each other, it becomes a totally different ball game. And that's why they call them masterminds, and it gives it a kind of regal status, a mastermind. It is a group of people getting together, but it's the focus of these groups that is so important, and the intentions.
That means everybody of the group, everyone in this group, having the clearer intention, clearer focus, clearer objective. So when everybody is actually focused, so that creates a positive energy inside the group as well, and that helps everybody. Right. So something like this. Arthie, I am coming back to you, and also at the same time, I want to ask the question back to everybody as well. What else you want to know from from our resources, who runs the mastermind, every now and then? So Mr. Rizaul Karim is saying, can I have the comment of Rizaul Karim on the screen? Intention is vital in life, you said, but people intentions often disturbs by negativity. Okay, how to keep on intentions going on? Please resolve, gentlemen. So he wanted you to resolve it. Okay, Rizaul Karim, thank you for the question. Yes, good question. How to get out of the negativity? Fantastic, Arthie.
Well, this is
we are inviting the questions like this. Please give us the questions. We're going to talk about it. We're going to resolve for you, Arthie.
Well, I think his question is very, very, very good, because he's talking about other people disturb through negativity, right? So when you're being intentional and you are focusing, and then you have other people interfere with maybe they put you down or they don't support you, life happens. This is the thing that I always say to people: you cannot use your circumstances as an excuse for why you don't succeed. So when there are negative people, you have got a choice of whether you allow their negativity to affect you, or are you going to do something differently? And I know that it sounds easy to do, but it's the most difficult thing to do, because at the end of the day, you are human, and you will feel upset, and you will feel angry, and you will feel sad and rejected and abandoned, and all of these emotions that as normal human beings will feel. that when the people that we love and honor and respect are negative towards us, and when we go to work or in environments, and or even our partner is negative and doesn't support us, it actually hurts our spirit. But there's the thing is that when you go into masterminds, these are people who are experiencing the same issues. So when you're in the same group, the difference with the mastermind is that everybody doesn't sit there and complain about who's holding them back. What they do is they discuss solutions. Now, a mastermind is always solution focused. So you have a platform where you can explain, okay, this is what's happening. I have negativity. I don't have support. How do you handle this? How do all of you manage? And what people do is they come up with solutions and guidance, and they support you. Now, if you talked earlier about the 5 core people in your life, when you look at the 5 people in your life that you're surrounded by, those are the 5 people who influence you the most. Who is influencing you, or who are you allowing to influence you? Now, the state of your words determines the state of your action and the success you will get from life. Because if you use things like, they do that to me, no. Change the wording, I allow them to do that to me, which means that you now have a choice to allow negativity to prevent you from growing, or it can be what you use as an excuse to stagnate. Eleanor Roosevelt says that nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent, which means that you cannot say that other people are controlling me, other people are in control of me. No, you've always been in control of how you feel. It's okay to feel angry at people, or upset or sad or disillusioned. But then you also have got a choice to move on and fill yourself with positive material, joining groups where people help you to grow, people who listen to you, but they don't wallow with you. They don't have pity parties with you. So they have empathy towards your situation, but they're not going to allow you to stagnate either. They're going to push you. And I think that a mastermind actually stretches you, where you want to sit and think it's okay to just use your circumstances as an excuse. They will actually kick out your excuse and give you all the reasons why you can succeed. And I think that a mastermind will scare a lot of people, because for the first time, they will see the reality of their potential. And they'll also be given the know-how to actually focus on their journey towards that. I hope that answers your question.
Very good. Yeah, absolutely. So Jan, for you, the question, simple question to you from Apurva Sen. If we can have the questions on the screen. So how can I describe about Mastermind? Very short word.
Very short word.
Word or sentences. No, it's your choice. But he wants to know in brief. Yeah,
it's a good question, because as you asked the question earlier on, and so many people who are online at the moment did not know about the Mastermind. Now, there is 2 ways to look at it. The first one is 3 words: guided discussion groups. And the second one is guided group learning. So you combine the 2, because it's discussion groups, but not just like sitting in a group around the table having a cup of coffee, or being in a classroom setting where somebody teaches and everybody has to take lessons and they take them home, and then hopefully they get something else out of it, because most of the time we need to learn the lessons on our own. Here we actually, there is lessons that we can learn from each other and with each other. But I mean, the simple words is guided group discussions or guided group learning. And both of them come together, because we learn while we're having discussions, we learn about each other, we learn from each other, learn with each other, and we add value to each other. I hope that's
simple.
simple enough.
That's short.
Yeah. So in terms of number of people inside the group, how many is actually the number, good number to have in a mastermind group?
It's a good question. Normally 6 to 12 people if we're going to have a 90-minute, an hour to 90-minute session, because the reason for that is we can have more people, but 6 to 12, somewhere like that, is a good session. And the reason for that is that we want everybody to have a voice. We want everybody to be heard, and we want everybody to be able to add to each other as well. So normally 6 to 12 in a group is a wonderful session.
So is it something like this, 2 to 3 people, 4 to 6 people, or 8 to 10 people? How many is actually the number? Good number to have in a mastermind group?
Um,
Yeah, we are sitting in a group and I can talk whatever I want, or there is a particular way of talking or particular direction of talking?
Well, the
Arthie.
questions are very specific and they are guided conversations. So you don't have people talking about anything and everything. There's nothing that allows for negativity or for any person to dominate conversations. I think that's an important thing to know, that you are going to be guided through questions specifically based on what you have read, what you've understood. And when you're explaining, it's specifically about how you feel about a certain area of discussion about the book or whatever topic you're discussing. So it's very specific and guided.
Yeah, it's not just a chat.
No.
Yeah, that's what exactly I wanted to bring out, because it's new, we are building. So
yeah, for sure.
how the mastermind groups looks like. So next question, coming up from Nigar Sultana Bristi on the screen. So which qualities should we have to become a successful mastermind? Okay. Or which qualities at least a mastermind should have to guide people successfully? Good question. Very good. Thank you. Jan and Arthie both, just add to this. I think it has so many things.
Again, it's a great question, and I mean, it shows that people are hungry to find out more about what a mastermind is. So, again, congratulations to asking this question. Thank you very much. And to facilitate a mastermind, it doesn't take an awful lot more knowledge than the other people who are in the group, because when we look at this book, which is on your screen as well, what we normally do, we read the same chapters when we facilitate this. So the facilitator, there is certain things that the facilitator doesn't take over the entire conversation, but it guides the group. So it doesn't take a lot, but it takes a little bit of knowledge about what a mastermind facilitator is. But anybody can join a mastermind. So there's two sides of it. The first person is a facilitator. So if it's about a book, the person actually, like everybody else, they prepare their chapter and then ask some guided questions, which are in the facilitated guide as well. And from there, the conversation takes its own journey. But as long as it's still within the context of the mastermind subject, that's all it is. And I can make it longer, but I hope that that answers this question.
I think if you add on to the qualities of a successful mastermind, it would be openness, it would be vulnerability, it would be preparation is a key. So you always prepare before a mastermind by reading the chapter carefully. It's about communication, proactivity. It's about sharing. It's also about not holding back. About your true nature. It's not about hiding. It's about knowing that it's a safe place for you to enhance yourself. So I think there should be a lot of preparation is the key. And a success mindset. Set your intention to be a lifelong learner. Be an open book when you sit in a mastermind. Don't come in knowing everything. Come in like a blank page waiting to learn.
Yes, blank page waiting to learn. And I think these are the good questions. I think I want to ask back the questions to everybody. So those are watching right now. So are we able to make it clear to all of you who are watching right now about the mastermind, the principle, how it looks, how many people, how many times a session, a week, so forth and so on. Are we able to make it clear, at least to you, a new concept, new principles, a new initiative, which brings so much goodness into the personal development, into the success, into the ideas, into reality? Can I have some of your response? So that would give us the confidence, yes, there's something new we have been able to brought into light for you. We wait to have your feedback. In the meantime, I think if we can close it today with thanking, and definitely what we see that the mastermind is the way of actually self-committing, right? It's actually commitment to myself. It's actually giving respect to my own desire. It's not to the group, right? The group is secondary, but the first is I am giving this self-respect to my own happiness, own fulfillment, own journey of life.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
So,
and I also think that if your audience have whoever have been here for the last few weeks, the simplicity of it is the last few weeks you guided the questions, and the three of us had a discussion about a chapter the last few weeks. Now in a mastermind, it is actually everybody in the mastermind, like the three of us did, everybody in the mastermind group will have similar discussions. You know, somebody asks the questions and everybody starts discussion, the same as we did, but then in a group setting. So yeah, but I mean, it is wonderful that everybody invested their time again today to join us and to want to learn more about this this wonderful phenomena. And I hope they will also join the three of us going forward.
Absolutely. Arthie, last comment from you, and then we can close it for the day.
The simplicity of what we're doing right now is choosing self-mastery, self-confidence, self-improvement. And that is basically what we are here as a team, wanting to invite you and saying that we look forward to walking this journey alongside you. And we just say, welcome, take a step for yourself and make the decision for your own success. We're here to support and guide you.
Thank you. So the last comment coming from Sabrin Bishash, if we have it into the screen for Jan and Arthie. So that's the testimony of, yes, as for new concept, it is clear to understand the fundamentals of Mastermind. So that means, so they got it clear, the concept. And that's the beauty, you know, we are introducing something new concept, you know, which is so powerful, profound, and so helpful to build the community and to self-committing on also the creating the self-belief. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Arthie, and thank everybody who actually participated, questions, comments, and responded. And it's amazing. I mean, it can't be better than this in a small way. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to have you inside the program. So which we are going to launch definitely international mastermind with international people as well. Thank you so much. And until next week sometime, Eid, maybe after Eid, we are going to meet again. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. Take care and see you soon tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.